Regarding humanity's stars and sea, in movies and novels, it's often full of vibrant life. Space cities, space jump portals, spaceships, heart ships, capturing aliens alive. However, idealistic visions are full, but reality is stark. Then, in 2024, only 440 people worldwide have been to space. Under these circumstances, dreaming about the stars and sea seems a bit unrealistic. It's like not even having a girl's contact information and already thinking about getting married, hosting a few banquets, and figuring out which kindergarten your kid should go to. This clearly doesn't align with the objective laws of things development. So, to colonize other planets, capture third-tier people. First, we must solve the most basic issue of humanity entering space on a large scale. Hey, if you don't come, taking too big a step might end up being a disaster. So what does large-scale space travel mean? It means it's not just astronauts, but ordinary people like us. No matter if you've worked in the fields in summer, been hurt by online love, slept on the bed of the widow next door, or fallen for a high-paying fertility scam, everyone should have the chance to go to space. However, people's bodies differ. Under the acceleration of a chemical rocket with 8 to 9G, astronauts can only grin and bear it for a while, but ordinary people might transform from O'Neill into Wu Delang directly. So, first, space travel methods must be comfortable. Secondly, currently, the fuel weight and payload of chemical rockets are divided into a 1.9 ratio. How is that 9/10? Well, 9/10 of it is fuel, with only 1/10 being effective payload, depending on Earth's gravity. For example, the American Space Shuttle's launch weight is 3,000 tons, with only 45 tons of effective payload. The rest is all fuel. To put it simply, if you want the rocket to reach the first cosmic speed quickly, you need to instantly eject large amounts of reaction mass. The more, the better. The faster, the better. This makes chemical rockets very expensive, and most of them are one-time use. So to scale it, the cost of space travel must be reduced. To get the cost to break through the atmosphere, and for everyone to go to space at a bargain price, we need to reduce the weight of fuel. And using very little fuel to carry a large number of passengers is like pulling a cart with a small horse, unless controlled nuclear fusion is realized. Of course, everyone knows the current reality, but while we don't have controlled nuclear fusion, we do have uncontrolled nuclear fusion. In science fiction novels, there's a very wild way to go to space: nuclear pulse propulsion. Simply put, it's about constantly tossing hydrogen bombs behind the spaceship, using the shockwave to push the spaceship forward and reach the first cosmic speed. The US had similar plans during the Cold War, like the Super Orion and Pulsar interstellar arc, where every 10 seconds an atomic bomb would be ejected from the spacecraft. Hiroshima would shudder, but it eventually faded into silence. Clearly, this plan is not very reliable. Without going into other details, just the idea of throwing an atomic bomb every 10 seconds. This project has a very low tolerance for error. The Leopard is too fierce. While the force propels the spaceship into space, the people inside the spaceship, due to the instantaneous acceleration, would likely end up mixed together in a game of death. And throwing atomic bombs always has a small safety risk. How could that be allowed? What does a space enthusiast need with nuclear bombs? Besides, throwing atomic bombs is far more expensive than chemical rockets. So, is there a way to go to space that's neither expensive nor uncomfortable? The space elevator mentioned in The Mountain and The Wandering Earth is one such low-speed space technology. The principle is simple. Build a synchronous space station at 35,786 kilometers above the Earth's surface, with the same orbit period as Earth's rotation. So relative to the ground, it's essentially stationary at a fixed position. Then a cable would drop down from the space station to the Earth's equator, and the elevator would run along this cable. Some say the elevator would shoot straight up 90,000 miles, but in reality, the synchronous orbit is only about 70,000 miles. Since the space elevator is electromagnetically driven, it doesn't require high acceleration, so ordinary people can travel comfortably, like taking an elevator in a building, able to sing, dance, or rap inside, and even lift their spirits. The space elevator may only exist in science fiction, representing humanity's beautiful dream of exploring the universe. Everyone knows, dreams always have a slight deviation from reality. For instance, my childhood dream was to become a scientist, but I ended up just bragging on the internet. The concept of the space elevator is like that idea where, if everyone in China gave me 1 yuan, I could become a billionaire. The principle is simple, but the engineering challenge is enormous. The hardest part is the material. Building a 36,000-kilometer cable from space, the material's strength can't withstand the pull of Earth's gravity. Currently, only carbon nanotubes are strong enough, though its microscopic structure looks like a large-eyed fishnet. Its strength is 100 times that of steel, and its density is only 1/6 of steel. But it has a flaw. It can't be stretched. The longest carbon nanotube we've managed to produce is just 50 centimeters. Materials need not only strength, but also superconductivity to reduce power loss due to the distance. So, if humanity wants to enter space on a large scale, energy and materials are inevitable challenges. Both are indispensable. The stars and the sea are a long way ahead. To speak of 5 names, it gave me quite a shock.